Hello everyone, my name is Neil Mystic. Welcome to our IK rigging thing. I tried this now 7 times and 7 times I had the same problem. Each time I thought I fixed it, but I didn't. So let's hope that now it works. We're going to select our armature. We're going to go to Edit Mode, Options, and I'm going to tap off the X-axis mirror. Now I'm going to come here, I'm going to press the E of extrude, and I'm going to extrude out one little bone. Okay, with this bone I'm going to press N, I'm going to go down where it says its name, Shin L, and I'm going to call this movement L. And that's 001, just movement L. Why is this important? You guys will see it in a second. Okay, so let's check our bone. Oops, I forgot to check my bone. So I got my bone, and as you can see, it's still attached. So I'm going to go do Alt P, disconnect bone. Now, as you can see, it's disconnected. But you can also see this little black line. That means that it's still part of the entire object. We don't want that, so Alt P, clear parent, and now as you can see it's just a loose bone. That's exactly what we wanted. So now let's go to pose mode. And the IK rig, it's actually very simple to set up. I'll show you guys what I mean. So this is going to be, oh, my tummy. This is going to be our movement bone. So when we move this one, the foot, the leg should be moving with it. So we're going to select the lower leg. We're going to go to our bone constraints and add in an inverse kinematic. Now the thing about inverse kinematic is if we leave it like this and I select this one and I press G, this is the kind of stuff that we get, and we don't want that. We can tap on automatic IK, but that's not really the most efficient way. So what we're going to do first of all is select the target, which is the meta rig, because this is our meta rig. And now if I select this, as you can see, something goes wrong. If I select this, our leg is still not moving. So bone, and we called it movement L. Now if we do this, as you can see, there's again that strange action, but as you can see, the leg is kind of moving. Now why is he making this strange motion? That's because we get our constraint, our IK constraint, to the entire object. It's going all the way to here, I guess. So this bone is going to make the character move around because it thinks it's part of the IK chain. We don't want that. So here, where it says chain length, we select 2 because 2 bones need to be affected by it. And now let's see. There we go. Our leg is moving, and we can pull this out wherever we want. The leg is not going to stretch or anything, but we do have a nice walking motion. Now let's see if he gives any problems. Yeah, as you can see, our knee, it's bending in a really strange way. The way this is set up. We're going to change that in a couple seconds. But first, I want to make sure that everything is going smoothly, and it is. Okay, so we go back to edit mode. I'm going to take a bone from here. I'm going to extrude it this way. I'm going to make it a really small bone. And again, Alt P, clear parent, Alt P, disconnect bone. And I'm going to put it somewhere over there. And this is going to be our knee.L. There we go, knee.L. We go back to pose mode. I'm sorry, it's a lot of moving forward and backwards. And where it says pull target, that's basically the direction that it's going to point at, that this leg is always going to point at. We want that to be this little dot. So pull target, meta rig, and where is it? I forgot. I already forgot what I called it. Knee.l. Now, as you can see, there's again a little problem with this. If I move this around, the leg is rotating in a really strange way. We can change that. Where it says pull angle, we're going to rotate that for about, I think, 90 degrees. Yes, 90 degrees. So now when we take this one, you can see it's not 90, it's minus 90. Minus 90. There we go. So now the foot is fine. If we rotate, you can see this one, the leg will always look at my little knee bone. If I do this, that's going to mess it up because it's trying to look at my knee bone, meaning I'll have to drag this one out, and now everything is fine. This is why do we need this? Well, I was doing a crouching animation, and look at that. Crouching animation, the leg will look at grab X, no, grab Y. As you can see, the leg will always look at that position of this little bone. That's exactly what we want. Now, the next thing that I want to do is for the toes. As you can see, our toes, they go under the character. Also, if I do this, you can see the foot is doing something really, really strange. And we don't want that. So let's test something out. This is basically a test for me. I'm going to drag this one out to over there. I'm going to get a nice little bone to come out of here. Again, Alt P, disconnect bone, Alt P, clear parent, and this is going to be our toe direction bone. We can rotate the knee, and that's fine. There. This is just to make sure that our foot, our toes will not go under the map, so they will keep their transform the way it is. This is just a test. I'm not sure if this is going to work, but you guys will notice it pretty soon. So I just want to have these two affected by it. Again, meta rig, and this time toe dir. Toe dir.l. If I move this one, you can see the toes will look at that bone. I do want to have it so the foot is nice and nice on the ground. And if I move now, you can see this is giving me a problem. If I do this, it's actually pretty cool. But I want these two to be part of each other. So the toes, even though I'm here, these will always be at the same spot. So I'm going to select these, Control P, bone. You should be moving with that bone. Okay, edit mode. That's why. See, it's a learning process. Control P, keep offset. Pose mode. That was not what I thought you would do, to be honest. Right here. Now, if we move this, you can see everything moves along. We can rotate the foot, but I do want this to stay stationary. And that's something that I will have to solve on my own, and something that I will show you guys how to do in the next video. We're just going to do the IK of the other leg. It's basically the same thing, just for the other leg. So object mode, edit mode, drag out a bone, make it the same size, rename it to movement.r. And you don't have to call it movement, you can call it whatever you want. I just like to call it movement. I'm going to take this bone as well, Shift D, and I'm going to put it right there, and that's going to be b.r. There we go. Again, the same thing, but now a little bit faster. I'm going to select this bone, inverse kinematic 2 on the metric, and that's going to be called movement.r. So normally I forgot to detach this one. Alt P, clear parent, Alt P, disconnect bone, and now it should be working. So yeah, as you can see, it is working. We can drag him down if we want, and he can do some really stupid things. Also, as you can see, this knee, it's pointing directly at where we want it to point, while the other knee, he's doing nothing at the moment because we forgot to do our pole positions. So let's put them back on the ground. I also wonder why this one is that close and the other one is not. Let's drag him out. And this one, metric and bone, and that was knee R. Again, as you can see, a little problem, minus 90. There we go, and the problem is solved. So basically our setup is done. If I drag this bone here, and this bone there, and I drag him down, as you can see, he is doing the animation. We still need to do the foot and the toes, but that can be solved really easily. We can do it manually like this if we really want to, but we're not gonna. We're going to find a way to do this in a decent way. So this is a basic IK rig for the legs. I hope it was helpful. And in the next one, or I'm going to do the foot, or I'm going to do an animation. I don't know yet, but that will be in a couple of days because I need to do other things as well. I'll see you guys then. Bye everyone.